Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the pregame show here on 91.1 WRMU. I am your host, Joe Mertens, and we are just moments away from kickoff at Mount Union Stadium as the Purple Raiders get set to take on the Blue Streaks from John Carroll. But before we get there, we have an interview with quarterback D'Angelo Fulford. D'Angelo, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing great. And Justin Hill.
How's it going?
And guys, first to start things off, let's look at last week. Baldwin Wallace, a big win in OAC play to open things up. Let's take a look back at those Yellow Jackets. First play from scrimmage between both of you guys, a 33-yard connection. I believe this was a huge way to start this game after the Yellow Jackets' emotions got the best of them before the game even started. D'Angelo, for you, what did you see out of that play to locate Justin?
Well, first off, it was a tempo change. Like, they came out, like, hollering and hooting and stuff, and I think the last team that did that, the Mount, we put up 70 on them. So right away, we wanted to take our shot right back at them, and we do that in between the field of play. So we took our shot deep, and I hit Jay Hill for a big one. It's normal stuff that we pregame. I mean, we worked that same play in practice millions of times, so when we called it, it was just like second nature. And
Justin, for you, full extension play in the back of the end zone, a beautiful play, a highlight play I think we keep seeing from you each game almost. Is there any point, you think of diving for the football that you got to think of, or is it just second nature to you that you're going to go make a play on that football?
It's really just second nature. I just, I practice it, but it's kind of like if the ball's in the air, I got to go catch it,
Mm-hmm.
So.
And D'Angelo, for you last week, 18 to 22 passing, a career high, 364 yards and 5 touchdowns. You found 7 different targets last Saturday. What were you seeing from the Yellow Jackets defense that opened the door for you on offense?
It was just kind of stuff that we saw all week on film. I think this team, film-wise, prepares more than anybody I've seen. And, we got to say everybody eats around here, so it wasn't nothing feeding all the guys Saturday.
And, Justin, for you, 6 catches, 151 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Talk about that Yellow Jacket defense. Obviously, there was a lot of emotions before that game, but you guys were able to stay composed. You guys got the job done. What did it mean to go against that Yellow Jacket defense and be so successful?
It's just like what we worked on in practice. We went over and over plays and how their coverages were and how they lined up against us, like man coverage and stuff like that. And, our offensive coordinator, he does a great job of, setting us up. So I think he did a good job on that, and that's how we got open, and that's how we had so much success.
And, D'Angelo, looking at you for last season, national championship season, you had over 3,000 yards passing, 50 touchdowns, which was fifth most in a season for a Mount Union quarterback, and you led the nation in accuracy. D'Angelo, each game on the broadcast, we talk about, the biggest characteristic that you bring in your game is being so accurate with the football. You take care of it. There's rarely a turnover with you. What is your mindset each game to be as accurate? I know you want to knock on wood because I remember last year when I interviewed you, you were at no interceptions, and you were able to only have, I think, 5 through the year. But, we were good for the most part. But your mindset going into each game and to be as accurate as you are each game, what are you looking at?
I think our first trait as a quarterback is accuracy. Like, that's what all our coaches preach. And second is decision making. So you put those two together. We always say timing and accuracy. You can't beat that, no matter how good the defendant is. So just harping on those things and repping them every single day in practice. That's what leads to it.
And Justin, looking at your numbers from last year, 1,202 yards, 20 touchdowns. You as well had quite a sophomore year. Talk about your play last season. How much did that mean to you that season to take that step forward from freshman year?
Man, coming from freshman year, it was like a big step for me. I kept God first. Freshman year, I was under a lot of like adversity and stuff. I had a receiver in front of me. He was getting ready to go to the NFL, and I just had to sit there and wait my time. So I stayed patient. Sophomore year came around. I worked really hard on the off season. And, I trained well and prepared well, so had a good sophomore season, so that's how it went. Just worked hard and stayed at it.
Yeah, and looking at the accolades that you were able to rack up last season, that sophomore year, you were named All-American Second Team AP, OAC Ed Sherman Award, and All-OAC First Team. And, of course, you were able to top all that off with the national championship, the most important. But your mindset on the field from last season now coming into this year, obviously I know it's kind of you guys want to make it back to the national championship, but now you're trying to take that next step forward, now being a junior, trying to have more and more leadership as you go. What are you looking for this season?
I'm gonna hit on where you said leadership. I'm trying to be a leader myself. We have great team captains, but as me being an upperclassman and receiver, I can lead by example and show our little freshmen around, tell them what to do and stuff like that. So leadership's definitely big for me this year.
That's good. And D'Angelo, we just talked about your accolade of leading the nation in accurate passing, but you were named OAC Bob Packard Offensive Back Award, All OAC First Team honor. We talked about last season that it was a big year for you coming off the collarbone injury freshman year, so there was a step forward there. But you were able to really get into your groove sophomore year, now coming into your junior year after winning a national title, your first one. Now coming into this season, what is that mindset now?
Go harder. I mean, I would think you said I was fifth all the time on the passing boards. I want to be number one, so that's my goal. But all that really doesn't mean anything unless we get another national championship. I mean, I know me and him are trying to walk out of here with 3. So
that's the main focus.
Yep.
And Justin, with that national championship game from last season, you had the only touchdown of that game, an unbelievable play in the quarter of the end zone. Talk us through that play. That's such a big moment in the national title game against a tough team like Mary Hardin-Baylor. You were able to snag it on 2 defenders. Talk about that big situation.
That's what I dream of. As a kid, that's what you dream of, getting on TV, making a top 10 Sports Center catch. The play before that, Ruth had went down, and we were like, man, we really have to make a play right here. We have to make a game changer. So I actually didn't play on the left side. That was my first time playing on the left side all season because we stuck the sides, Ruth on left, me on the right. Coach drawed up a play. A cover 2 beater. D'Angelo threw a great ball, and I just went and made the catch. And
you made a play?
Yeah, I just made a play.
And D'Angelo and Justin, you guys this past summer trained with Jared Ruth and Lou Berry over the summer. Talk about your guys' team chemistry coming into the season. I think you guys have taken even a giant step forward with that. And D'Angelo, when you look at it, how important is team chemistry for this team this season?
Oh, it's everything. I think my freshman year we came in, we lost a lot of seniors, and I don't know if that chemistry was fully there. They were definitely seniors like B.J. Mitchell, Brooks, and all those guys trying to lead us in the right direction, but you could tell there was a clear drop-off from like the seniors to the underclassmen. And last year we had a whole lot more of it. Everybody came back, and we still had some seniors go, but this year it's like everybody's grown up together in this offense together, and on defense as well. I mean, we returned pretty much everybody that played in Stag.
Yeah.
Everybody that played in Stag, we have as a returner right now, and you can definitely see like our defense is playing lights out, and the offense is firing on all cylinders right now. So,
yeah, and Justin, with you working with these guys over the summer, how much does that mean to you guys?
It means a lot. It brought us closer together, I think, and it definitely showed like we're more ready, we're more focused, and more prepared for this season. I just think it really helped us a lot.
And D'Angelo, looking at that offensive line, you mentioned the returners, but I think the biggest question mark was that offensive line. We talked to Jawanza and Pedroselli in week 1 about being that question mark with only one returning starter on that line, obviously with one getting down and injured, but players were able to step up. How pleased have you been with that protection from the offensive line in just the first 2 games of the season?
I love it. I'm going to knock on some wood again, but we haven't had any sacks so far.
Yep.
You can really see those guys coming across the board. Just Steve Sumner stepping in at left tackle. Then you got Klaus, you got Johnny Todd, Tavis Sticka, and Sherm. And those guys really came together, man. And I couldn't be more proud of them. But at the same time, everybody's asking me, oh, what about your O-line? What about your O-line? I take Mount over anybody, any day.
Yeah.
So I was confident in my guys from the jump, and to see that they're putting that same effort out on the field is everything.
Yeah, it's been working for you guys so far, so good. And, guys, let's turn our attention to the Blue Streaks. Coming in 3-0, they're coming in with a lot of confidence. I know this is one of those weird situations where, I mean, for you guys, now in your junior seasons, you've seen John Carroll Week 10. This has been a final week matchup, but now you will see them here in Week 4 of the college football season. Is there anything that changes your guys' mindset to play a team like John Carroll this early on, or is it just business as usual, D'Angelo?
business as usual. Yes and no, it's business as usual. We always say, like, we don't prepare for anybody differently. I mean, the John Carroll game is always going to have that extra edge, just like the animosity between the teams. But there's also a level of respect, I think, that most people don't know about. Like, the schools hate each other, but the players, that you earn your respect on the field, and there's definitely a level of respect for them.
And Justin, your thoughts on playing John Carroll a little bit earlier this season?
I'm gonna go back to my freshman year when I first played them. They beat us on the home field, and that really got under our skin a little bit because that's the first time we lost in I don't know how many years. Then we come to my sophomore year, we go there and we end up beating them. So it's kind of like a championship game now. They won one, we won one. So this is going to be a really big game for us.
And obviously, guys, they've got a lot of returners on that defense looking to go for the OAC this year, and they know that you guys are in the way. And you both have had your fair share of John Carroll, and Justin, you just brought up freshman year. D'Angelo, you know what to expect from this team. What will the keys to victory be against these Blue Streaks?
Well, first thing is turnovers. I mean, we didn't have any last year, and they had one, and that's what flipped the game around. Danny Robinson made a great play and picked the ball off, and that set up our game-winning drive. Keeping our composure. I know at times, like, you can't get too caught up in, like, the outside press. Like, people are going to gas the game up. Yeah, it's John Carroll. Yeah, we're playing them at home. Last time they came here, they beat us. There is none of that this time. We got to just step up and be men on the field and play in between the whistle.
And, Justin, for you, your keys to the game against Blue Streaks?
No mistakes. Mistakes will get you beat. And I really think special teams is a big thing, too. Coaches preach special teams. And a lot of people don't think that's a big part of the deal. But, you miss a field goal, that's a big part. And I just think you can't have any mental errors. So, just come out there and execute and do what we're supposed to do.
Definitely. And, guys, looking at that defensive side for the Blue Streaks, like I mentioned, a couple of returnmen that really helped that team. D'Angelo and Justin, is there any single player that stands out to you on that defense that you just have to go after early or make sure that they don't have a big game so that offense could stay successful for you guys that it's been in the past 2 weeks? D'Angelo.
I'm going to say the obvious name, Ray Brown.
Yep, Ray Brown.
He's a stud on their D-line, but like I said, I'm confident in my guys up front to handle the task.
You got it. And Justin? I don't know if you're looking at any corner that's going to be covering you.
I don't see nothing.
Nah, I'm just number 10. I don't even know his name. He's a fundamentally sound player. It's going to be nice going up against him again, but I'm not worried about none of that. I'm just ready to get after it.
Justin, I read that you were a volunteer for the Special Olympics. I know this kind of goes past football, but describe that experience. It seems a really interesting thing that you have done.
I did it in high school. It was my senior year. It was a great experience. There's not a lot of kids that can do what I do and do what we do. Some kids can't play football, and some kids can't just do sports in general. It was fun, like, helping out with them and knowing, like, that I touched their lives, like, helping them. And that experience was great.
Now, guys, final question. D'Angelo, I didn't ask this from you last year when you were on, but any pregame routines that you have before you go out on the field?
Some of the guys been messing with me a little bit about it. I gotta have my my Sour Patch Kids, kind of like
Sour Patch.
Yeah, sometimes how Marshawn Lynch is with Skittles. Yeah, that's my thing. I gotta have my Sour Patch Kids, and then I'm ready to go.
And Justin, for you, any pregame routines that you have?
My pregame routine, I always wear my cousin that passed away. Me and him were like really best friends. We were really tight. So I always wear his shirt that he gave to me. So I wear that under my game jersey every game.
Awesome, guys. So 2 previous WRMU player of the game so far this season. They're getting set to take on the Blue Streaks. That's coming up. Keep it locked in here to 91.1 WRMU. We've got the John Carroll Blue Streaks versus the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Keep it locked in here.